Oh yeah. Whoop. Yeah. Ha-ha!
If even a little bit of my excitement comes through that camera today, honestly, those socks on your feet, you're gonna get blown off. I watched that original Mario Maker Direct and I was like, oh, Nintendo, yes, please, this looks fantastic. But also I have way more questions than you answered, so many more questions. And so when Nintendo came to me and they're like, Eric, guess what, buddy? Me personally, we have something for you. A Mario Maker 2 Direct coming before E3. I was like, yes, okay, answer my questions. Here we go, 1. And then I walked away from that Direct and I'm like, you didn't answer anything. I'm being over the top there. Apart from probably the first 3 minutes where maybe they talked to me like it was baby's first Mario, the rest of the time I was sitting on the end of my sheet. I'm not being over the top when I say it did leave me with so many more unanswered questions that I just want to know the answer to. And I thought maybe if I watch it again and again and again and again today, which I've watched the trailer a lot of times, to be honest with you guys. After watching the trailer so many more times, I thought I might get some more answers. And to tell the truth, I've got more questions and a few answers. So I thought today, you know what? I've watched this trailer so many more times now. Let's just go through some of the details that maybe I've picked up in my second playthrough, my second watch through, my third, my fourth, my fifth, my sixth, and 13th. All these extra playthroughs that I've had of this thing. Let's go through some of the details that I actually missed in my first one and just share it with you guys. And not just that, it turns out there's actually a lot of stuff kind of hidden here or that they didn't talk about, but they showed. So I think there's some stuff that you're going to be interested in. I hope so. I'm interested. Well, I was when I did it, when I filmed it, when I talked about it, when I watched it. Now, I'm going to start with a story mode here, which adds 100 levels made by Nintendo, which is great because it means that the levels, they're not going to look like your dog chewed on your controller for 30 minutes and then someone hit go on the level. Now, it's funny that I mentioned the dog because you guys know the castle has been destroyed. I think the undo dog might have undid the castle. You see, just after the castle has been reduced to nothing, you can actually catch one of the toads here saying, "This is why I'm a cat person." I mean, you know, call me out on this one because I could just be pouncing at conclusions, but we'll see. Also, while we're here in the story mode, there's another little interesting thing that I noticed. It actually pops up in a few frames just before we move on. Now, you guys might have noticed that you do levels, you collect coins. Those coins can then be spent on rebuilding the castle. There's one little thing here, though. After you spend those coins to rebuild the castle, you notice it comes up with a little menu here that basically has 2 hammers. Like, it seems like it may be a timer or maybe like how much you have to do of something before it will complete that. Whether it be like do 2 levels, wait 2 whole in-game days, I don't know, out-of-game days, I don't know. I doubt it. I think it's more likely just do a couple of levels, but there's definitely a timer waiting. It's not just spend the coins and it's there. Also, Bark Bark, I have jobs is hilarious. Now let's talk about courses, because first of all, we know that Koji Kondo, the man himself, the original creator to like all these wonderful tracks, he's back to do it again. So that has me really excited. But something that I'm wondering about is that when we hear the nighttime music, we only hear one track. And so like, I'm imagining, in my head, I'm imagining that every single one of these nighttime levels is going to have a different track, but we don't know that. So I'm kind of interested in that. Did you notice that the flag doesn't power you up anymore when you run through it? You don't get into like, turn into Big Mario, Mega Mario, what's he called? Super Mario. You just stay regular old little Mario. However, we might have actually caught another power-up that you might get here. Now, do you remember the Japanese advertisements that they had these posters? And one of them had a Mario that was like a Mega Mario, the one that you used to use an amiibo to get, or something similar to that anyway. Well, in the same style, the original Mario Brothers style, you actually notice a Koopa Clown car here that has maybe a giant mushroom in it. We only catch it at the top corner of the screen here, so it's a bit hard to tell, but that to me looks like a giant mushroom. So just perhaps, this is actually the mushroom that's going to turn us into that Mega Mario. That Super Mario 3D World style also got shown off by just a bunch of new stuff today, but something that's actually, I don't know, the most tantalizing out of all the details we learned was the fact that they said there's extra game styles. To me, that extra S on the end is more than just a hint towards the fact that there could be extra styles, and then there's the fact that there's just a blank spot there, just ready for more styles to be added in the future. I think we're getting them. What about the new gizmos? And yes, I mean gizmos, because if you notice at the top, that little yellow key icon isn't special items, it's not something else, they're called gizmos. It's like Nintendo just went, what is the most Nintendo word that we can get? Oh yeah, gizmos. Now, as much as I would love to sit here and fan Eric over all these new blocks, I think we should talk about what's important here. And the first one that I can think of that's important is the fact that we've seen, I just licked my finger, this is the fact that we've seen these new power blocks flashing. We've seen in the past that the Super Mario World power block actually flashes. Now we've seen 2 other themes doing this as well. And it's got me wondering, why are they flashing? Why are they still flashing? Why are there multiple themes? It's left me more intrigued the more that we see this in other themes. We have actually seen them use the power block once and it didn't get multiple uses or anything. So maybe it does nothing. Maybe it's just a normal power block. Maybe there's all this speculation for no reason, but that's not the fun of it. You remember the Koopa Clown car and the giant JPEG that comes and slaps you in the face when you jump into it? A lot of people are kind of speculating on this of whether it's some sort of Easter egg. Could it be hinting at Nintendo Online getting Super Nintendo? Maybe, I doubt it, but maybe. I think it's more likely it's just a sound effect and they've simply attached it to that car because they wanted to. Speaking of sound effects, did you notice a ninja one that has a ninja that runs towards Mario? Why does he jump over that? Is it actually going to hurt him, or was it just a reaction to be like, oh, jump over the ninja? Whoa, that was close. Even though it's going to do nothing. I couldn't imagine it doing anything, but it is interesting that they chose to jump over it for the footage. I love that we finally found out about these clear conditions. You have to do a certain objective, collect coins, kill an enemy to finish the level. There were a couple there that you might not have actually seen just flash up for a second, like finish the level without landing after leaving the ground, or just finish the level without taking damage. Also, did you notice, and this totally makes sense, that the end was just dotted out. So in other words, if you went to finish the level without actually completing the condition, you just simply couldn't. It just wasn't there. Now let's talk about Endless Mario. God, that sounds like a new form of hell, doesn't it? Endless Mario. Yes, we have a new Endless Mario challenge. We know that Peach isn't kidnapped anymore. So in the old game, Peach was kidnapped and you would have to do 16 or 8 levels or whatever. Now you would start off with 5 lives and you are in an endless battle for your life to just get as far as you can. And obviously you can collect lives, so you can get a maximum of 3 per level and continue on that way. Okay, so we know there's difficulties. There's easy, there's normal, there's expert, and there's super expert mode. Now, what are you going to do when you do easy? Because it seems like you'll just be able to go forever. It seems like the person who would get the furthest in that mode is the person who could stay sane the longest while trying to get through there, because I couldn't imagine you failing at that. And then what about Super Expert? You now have 5 lives to get as far as you can in Super Expert. I don't know what the record is for least amount of lives to actually get through Super Expert, but I don't think it was 5. It's a hard mode. Also, I noticed that down the bottom corner, there's just a quit button. In the old one, you could save and quit. I'm wondering if that quit will open up a save and quit menu, or if you can't save and quit at this, you literally just have to keep going until your mental extortion gets the best of you. Mario wins and you get the game over in life. Mario won the day he got my money. Now, the course menu did get a slight redesign, although not really heavily. There's not that much that's changed here. Some things that are worth noting is that the old courses used to have 12 characters to their ID. Now they only have 9. Also, there's still a limit to the amount of courses that you can make, which, we kind of guessed would happen, but we don't know how many. You just see it up the top corner here. And we got a glimpse at the maker profile, which I just want to take a little bit of a deeper look here because there were some things that I found interesting. First of all, we see the maker points. Now, that is a little bit different to the medals that you used to earn in the old one. I don't know how different yet, but she has 350 points already. They haven't got 350 likes or thumbs up or hearts or whatever. That is earned through different combinations of stuff. In fact, they don't even have any levels uploaded, so that wouldn't even be possible. Further hinting towards that is that if you look down a little bit, you'll notice there's maker medals. Now, unlike the last game, which was just made up of your course and how many likes and stuff you had, these maker medals are a bit different. You'll notice that the first one just there is your maker points. Then you have your hearts and multiplayer wins. The fastest runtime, that one I don't know what it is. And then the last 4 are just difficulties. So obviously for completing super expert, normal and easy. My guess is that all of these things kind of add towards your maker points somehow. It's kind of hard to not notice the tags when they show them off because we're all begging for it, right? Now, it's noted that you can set 2 tags yourself, but I'm wondering, can you change the tags on someone else's level? Can you even just suggest tags? Kind of hinting towards this is that when you finish the level, you can go to the comment. There's a little comment button, and then next to that, underneath the hearts here, there is a tag button. So maybe you can give suggested tags that eventually get overridden if enough people suggest that, well, this level is tagged wrong. Because obviously tagging your own level, you could just easily tag it incorrectly. So next up we get network play, which is your multiplayer section where everyone can kind of play together. There's several different modes here. So we have the online mode, which is where you can do co-op and work together, or you can do your verses and work it to get a better rating. And then you have your local play, which is where 2 to 4 players can connect locally and do some more versus action that way. There's a few weird things here. Like, first of all, where's the online mode to play with friends? Like, everyone has to be in the same room. I think that's a bit of a drop ball there. They've dropped the ball and it's rolling away from them, and I hope they pick it up soon, because I think not be able to just play these same modes online with just your friends is a dropped ball. I really don't know how I feel about bouncing off strangers, or that sounds weird, about bouncing off other people in that game, because it's weird. Like, playing New Super Mario Bros. U, I hate my friends doing that. Now I've got to hate people on the other side of the world. Okay, let's move on. One more interesting thing here in multiplayer is that normally when you die, you respawn back at the start, and you can see this kind of effect that happens. Now, at one point here, all the characters are alive, and the effect happens, which spawns a Yoshi egg, and we never get to see the end result of that, but I'm wondering why that is. Alright, it's time to quick fire through some last ones here, so let's go. Now, we've seen the 2-player mode, which of course has different menus because we're playing with 2 players. This trolley down the bottom corner, we still don't actually know what that does. It's possible that it could be the layers still, although we see the original layers design here, so why would the trolley be different to that? Early on in the trailer, we actually see mini pipes with angles on them. These icicles that fall we see facing downwards, but it may be possible to turn them in other directions, judging by the arrow on them. We've seen side swamps in a picture before, but this is our first time seeing them in action. Why does Cat Bowser come from out of the water? Alright everyone, that is going to do it for missed details. However, I'm sure there's some details that I missed, so why don't you let me know in the comments down below. And if you liked what happened here today, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, be very much appreciated. And for great Nintendo, I'm really losing my voice here, for great Nintendo entertainment, remember you can count on me. For today's end screen, we're going to be taking it easy because I am losing my voice really badly. It's actually 3:15 in the morning here. I am just dead in my throat at the moment, and we're trying to get this video done. However, there's some exciting stuff coming up, so make sure you stay tuned for some exciting stuff that's coming up. And goodbye.